Hey everybody, we have a really exciting Sunday coming up, so I want to tell you about a few things before it happens. Of course, Dr. David Reagan will be here. You've heard me talking about this for the last few weeks. Dr. David Reagan is one of the premier speakers on prophecy around the country, the author of 12 books on the topic, and a lot of you have already heard of him. So thrilled to have him at Kingsland, and he'll be sharing in the morning on why all of us should eagerly anticipate the coming of Jesus Christ, and he'll be back at 5 p.m., incidentally, for another service to talk about the issues in the Middle East as they relate to prophecy. So I hope that you'll not only be there, but you'll invite a friend. Should be a wonderful time. A couple of other items this Sunday you need to know about is there's a Next Step class. The Next Step class is for those who are desiring membership at Kingsland or those who are interested in Kingsland and want to explore more about membership. And so it's usually some in the room that are just interested in learning more, and many who are ready to take that step and become members. That class begins at 9:30 in the morning and goes through noon. So if you want to come to worship as well, you'd come at 8 a.m. and then go to that class. All the information about where it's located is down in my email here, and so take advantage of that. You can click the links. And then also right after the final worship service on Sunday morning, so at 12:15, we're going to have a brief Israel trip meeting. I'm taking a group to Israel November the 11th through the 20th. And if you'd like to know more about that, we're just going to take a few minutes to talk about that, answer any questions you might have, and hand you one of the brochures. So if you have any interest, you come to that at 12:15 right after the last service, and I'll look forward to talking with you. Now let's fast forward a couple of weeks, because then we have, of course, Palm Sunday on March 29th. Really excited about some of the elements that are going to happen there. We'll observe the Lord's Supper on Palm Sunday, and then we move into Easter weekend. And as you've already heard, we have 2 services available on Saturday afternoon, and then we have 4 services in the worship center on Sunday morning and 2 other worship services that are taking place in the loft on Sunday morning. They're going to be great opportunities all the way around, and I want to remind you of something we mentioned last Sunday in worship. We have commitment cards available in the foyer this year. It's something new that we're doing, and these commitment cards are an opportunity for you to pick up a card for each member of your household to let everybody know that this is the service you'll be attending. So you take those and kind of have a placeholder, if you will. It's going to help us plan. So, for example, I think 150 cards were taken for the Saturday 5 p.m. service this last Sunday, and so now we know that we have a head start. There's 150 people planning to come, and probably some of their guests, and that's just a glimpse. I know a lot of you were already thinking about that and getting ready for this Sunday, but this needs to be the big day where you start picking up the cards to reserve your spot of where you're going. You don't need to pick up extra cards for the guests you're going to bring. We'll accommodate for those, but it would be great if you take one for every member of the household that you know is going to be in that service. And I hope that you'll really pray about getting creative about some of the services, so you free up some of the obvious ones where guests come, the 9:30 and 11 a.m. in the worship service. For others, I'll tell you, or in the worship center, in the loft as well. Some great opportunities. We have a guest singer. You can learn more about that on the website, but it's going to be amazing. I mean, we're going to have a great time together in all the worship services, and so you start planning ahead of what you're going to be a part of and pick those up this Sunday, and that'll be wonderful. Now we're going to back up just a little bit before we close for Good Friday. We do have a Good Friday service. It's kind of a scaled back, low-key, introspective, special time together on Good Friday. I hope you'll join me here. It begins actually for families at 5:45. The garden will be open for a special journey to the cross. So if you have children, you'd like to walk through kind of a devotion-based time with your kiddos before the service. It's very meaningful. I know it happened last year, and I've heard great things about it. And then we'll all gather, children and adults alike, for a special Good Friday service right at 7 p.m. in the worship center. It won't be a long service, but again, just an opportunity to reflect on what the Lord has done on our behalf and kind of kick off the whole Easter weekend in the right way. And so I look forward to that. Most importantly, folks, with everything going on, I hope that you're joining me in prayer, asking the Holy Spirit to do what only He can and working in the hearts of people who come, and even compelling people to come who need to be here. Special time to be at Kingsland. I'm so honored to be your pastor. And remember, this Sunday, David Reagan. I can't wait to be with you. See you Sunday.